So many spiritualists will talk about how you need to cleanse and purify spaces before you do any kind of work or before you do like readings or before you do this. And I kind of think that's just another belief system that gets tossed around. And hear me out. It's never the smoke itself. It's never the herb that you're burning. It's never the incense. It's literally your intention and your belief that then creates the experience of a space being cleansed. The consistency among every practice when it comes to cleansing, be it, you using a sound, you using smoke, you using this, you using that. The consistent factor is you. So don't get me wrong, if you feel better by doing these practices and it helps you get in the mode, it helps you get in the zone, there's nothing wrong with that. If it helps your mind, your subconscious mind believe and align to that easier, then that's better. There's nothing wrong with using it as a tool. But to then in that exact same breath think that it's something that has to be done is where things tend to get kind of ish. Even when it comes to the concept of having to cleanse your deck and make sure you purify yourself and cleanse yourself after like a tarot reading. Like, do you see anybody in any other fucking religion or spiritual space cleansing themselves after they talk to their God? Do you see Christians cleansing themselves before they talk to Jesus or after they talk to Jesus? Like, it's just not needed. Like, because you set an intention to connect to a specific energy, you connected to that, and then you executed what you intended to do. So unless you intend to connect to, like, I don't know, the fucking dirty ass, dusty ass flying spaghetti monster from the bowels of hell, and you are like, please fill me with your dirty, filthy, vile vibrations and frequencies and energies, then I find it very difficult to believe that you would need to then at that point cleanse after a tarot reading or before one even. Now, don't get me wrong, if it helps you get in the zone, do what you gotta do. But I mean, in that exact same breath, I simply just believe the space is cleansed and it's done. To be honest, I don't even believe the space needs to be cleansed to begin with. So I guess I don't really even have to think that I need to cleanse it, if that makes any sense. It's like for me to cleanse something, I would have to then believe that the space is dirty or filthy in some way, shape, and form energetically. So I just don't adhere to that belief system, to be honest. And I've never had any issue as far as any reading that I've had or anybody having any negative energy, being experienced even while I was conducting a reading. So, I mean, there is no one right way to practice spirituality, and don't let anybody, I don't give a fuck it, I don't give a fuck, don't even let me tell you that there's one specific or right way to do something. Like, please don't. And to clarify, I do understand that there are some practices that require you to cleanse yourself before approaching a deity or a god or whatever your pantheon suggests to be a higher being. But that's still not a universal law, and it's not even something that I would say is the standard amongst all religions or practices. It might be common, but I wouldn't say it's like the only standard or the golden standard. It's kind of like what I'm trying to get at. And to be honest, I would say a lot of even the concept of even having to believe that you need to do such might be rooted in certain practices that it's like because of the fact that we are so used to certain concepts within spirituality or the Abrahamic faith or just other concepts within major religions or even concepts that the media puts out about these practices being dangerous, about there being demonic energies or harmful energies, about there even being like harmful spirits, any and all of these concepts that kind of tend to get passed around within the collective's unconscious tends to kind of sit there. And then now we're interacting with these things with a little bit of fear that we're not really aware of. So it's kind of like we're afraid of then having a negative experience or something like that. So then from that viewpoint, we're then doing what we can or what we feel is necessary to prevent a negative experience. But when it comes to, like, say, a church that's teaching you to connect to Jesus and you're supposed to simply pray and connect any way, anyhow, anytime, then you don't have that exact same mentality because it's something that you were taught is just how you're able to connect to the divine at that point. There is no filter. There's absolutely nothing that's going to stop you from connecting to what you consider to be source or God or the universe or whatever there is. There's never anything at all that's going to stop it from being able to connect to you. So I don't want anybody to have this assumption that there has to be this grand ritual, this grand act. You gotta, shit in your hands and clap, and then go take a shower, and then like scrub yourself to be clean just to connect. Like none of that shit's necessary. Like don't get me wrong. Again, it's all nice if it helps you get into the mindset. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of people that do that shit, it's just it's performative. I feel like a lot of people who do that stuff, it's genuinely just performative because it's what everybody else does, and because they just want to do it for the aesthetic. And again, if you enjoy doing that, there's absolutely nothing wrong. But some of y'all be taking this shit too fucking far. Like I saw somebody that said that they sage their food before they eat it. They sage their fucking snack. Like that's exhausting. I'm sorry. Like if a bag of chips can be possessed by a fucking demon, then I don't let that fucking demon come and take me out at that point because I can't. Like I can't. Don't make shit harder than it needs to be. Don't. Unless you like to. Unless you want to and you enjoy it again. But in my personal experience, do what makes it easy to maintain. Do practices that make it easy on your mind to continue and to not like put pressure on yourself to adhere to something. But peace and blessings. I hope you guys have a great day.